Hello, everybody. Live from Koreatown in a French fry and bacon and egg sandwich soaked studio. I'm your host, Omar Miller, and this is The Ozone.
How you getting loose over there?
My brother Terry. I'm trying to shake out the smell, child.
The greasy smell.
Wow. What's the name of this place? Let's give them a plug. You love this place.
Egg Tuck. Everybody in the room loves them except for you.
Well.
Look who's the bad guy this time, huh? Huh, people?
Egg Tuck.
Egg Tuck.
Egg Tuck on Wilshire.
It's on Wilshire. I don't know the cross streets, but it's on Wilshire,
So,
right?
Egg Tuck, near the Will Turn. If you're in Los Angeles, Egg
Look
Tuck.
it up.
Here you go. Freebie.
Closes at 2.
Close to what?
Closes at 2.
Oh, close. It's all eggs. All morning.
Then it turns into something after 2, after 5.
Really?
It opens up and turns into a different restaurant.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's cool, right?
And that's a really cool way for those people to keep their rent down.
Yeah. Well, it's the same owner as well.
Oh, this guy's innovative. We need to get him on the show.
Yeah, right?
I wonder if he knows anything about sports, if he just knows about French
Well,
fries.
actually, it's a sports bar after 5.
Egg Tuck.
Yeah.
We may need to broadcast from Egg Tuck. Okay, well, that's how we're getting started today, folks. Gonna jump right in there with you because I'm on a time crunch. I gotta go to work. I'm a working man, people. Ladies and gentlemen, the New York Yankees have been eliminated from baseball play for the 2000 season. So, in one of the best games that I've watched ever.
You only say that because you're a prisoner of the moment. It was a great game.
That was a great game. What are you talking about? I'm not saying that because I'm a prisoner of the moment. I've watched a lot of great baseball games.
Is it in your top 10?
Yeah, that was a great game.
It's not in your top 10.
How you gonna tell me what's in my top 10?
I was there.
I know you in your top 10.
I was there. I know your top 10. That wasn't your top 10. After every game, I'll speak to you.
This is a great game.
It was a great game. I'm not mad at the game.
To send you to the World Series, we walk off
On one of the best closers in baseball?
Come on, man. It's supposed to be a bullpen game, folks, and that's what it turned out. Yuli Gurriel got it started early, 3-run turn and burn. Stud on some cheese, inside cheese.
Yeah,
97 in, opened it up.
Come on, man.
Very impressive. And the game just, you know what? It was a trip because the game, even though it was 3-1 for a long time, I have to say when I was watching, the game felt like it was in the Yankees' favor momentum-wise.
They had it.
There was a
They had
midpoint.
momentum going their way, but I never felt like they would get the game.
There was a midpoint when it was 3-2.
Uh-huh. Well, you felt like they had an opportunity to come back.
I felt like it felt as though the tide was turning for the Yankees, especially after your man came in and gave up the booty and gave up a bomb to Gio Urshela. Urquidy? Is that how you say his name?
I
think it's Urquidy for Houston.
He was a Urquidy.
And then he came, but then he settled down, and they got like 3 innings out of him, 3 or 4 innings out of him.
I think 2 2/3.
Oh, there you go. Excuse me.
Nice changeup work though, and he got fuzz.
Yeah, just enough.
Yeah,
and more than enough. And then, I mean, incredible baseball broke out. First of all, you saw a monster double play turn that took place on a short hop.
Said it was the fastest throw in a double play since StatCast started, 95 miles an hour.
Wow. Correa has cheese, and he actually knows he has a pistol because he put it away. He holds it afterwards. And
gunslinger.
Yeah, and then you saw some great baseball in the outfield from Aaron Judge because he made a short hop play that actually should have got to the fence. And he got his
big body helped him out.
Helped him out a lot.
Did.
So they only got 1 run out of it, 4-2. We head to the top of the 9th. Soon as he came in, I told the people at my house, Osuna's suspect. And you said, man, you can turn the game off. I was on the phone with the icons here, and he told me, you can turn this game off. This game is over.
You could have.
I said, this game is not over.
It was over.
At all. Because the machine stepped into the box and went yard.
Now batting, DJ LeMahieu.
And the arguably the MVP of the American League stepped up and had a 10-pitch at bat with a tough closer.
Did.
Fouling off gas after gas after gas. One thing that I really liked about this was that Osuna was willing to get beat on his best pitch.
Right, and he did.
And he did. And there was a walk.
And he can live with it.
You can live with that.
10-pitch at bat.
Did he walk somebody before? Or did he walk the leadoff batter, right? Isn't that how it happened?
I think he walked the leadoff batter.
He walked the leadoff batter. Then he gives up a 2-run bomb on the 10-pitch at bat. I mean, he didn't give in, but that was cheese. He just didn't, he was trying to nibble outside. I always like my cheese in if I throw hard. But he nibbled on his egg tuck outside.
He put that egg tuck.
And then LeMahieu goes yard, super clutch. One thing that doesn't get enough burn is that Roberto Osuna calmed himself down and retired the rest of the Yankees in order.
Yeah.
The tough part of the lineup. He retired. He struck out Judge. He got Gleyber Torres to pop out.
He's another victim of not getting enough work, though.
Okay.
Because if the guys, especially closers, they need to work all the time. And it's not a big deal for them to pitch every night. But in this series, they haven't been able to do that.
Yeah. And then we saw a tie game going into the bottom of the ninth, and the Yankees closer stepped in looking sharp, strangely enough.
Camera was shaking, though.
He came in, it wasn't shaking at first. He came in looking sharp, and partially because I would imagine because of what you said, because he got to work the night before that in New York. Mm-hmm. So he steps in, bang, bang, strikeout, gas looks good. Sliders, it's biting, but it's okay. And then George Springer works a walk. And it was clutch that George Springer worked a walk because there was a 3-1 fastball that I've seen guys chase since Aroldis Chapman has been in the league.
I think it was up and away.
It was just up. It wasn't even, and that's why he gets him to chase it. Mm-hmm. It's just up. And you know that if you can get on top of it, you can give it a ride. But the problem is getting on top of 99, 102 is
crazy.
Rare.
Yeah.
But Springer took it. Showed a lot of discipline. And honestly, this is the kind of thing that shows you that the Astros are the best in the business.
Right.
He takes the walk. And this is when I told the people in my house that Aroldis Chapman was suspect because every Yankee fan knows that when Chapman gets runners on base, man, oh man, is he in trouble. He's apt to walk people. He's apt to throw wild pitches. Anything could happen.
That's the way that he operates, though, and not literally a closed down shutter.
No, he's not a shutdown closer. He is not. You can't say that.
I would actually go with your boy.
Who?
Zach Britton. Over him, honestly.
As the closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? They
paid all that money.
Yeah, there's a hierarchy there because they brought him there to close as the closer, and they shore up the bullpen around him. Now, this is where you see the Yankees really, really, really were hurt by two things. One, Domingo Germán hurt the team because he wasn't available, and he was their most consistent starter the whole year.
Yep.
Two, Delin Betances wasn't there the whole year, and if you add Delin Betances to that bullpen that they already had, and he's the cornerstone. When Delin is right, forget about it. You add him to that, forget about it. They probably, they may actually be able to advance because
that's your 1 and 2.
You don't see Ottavino.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
But that's your 1 and 2. My number one is that they modeled their system after the Tampa Bay Rays, and that's they have to have frontline starting pitching. You can't go with the guys' bullpen games. Those bullpen games don't work in their favor because they rely on it too much. Those guys saw the bullpen too much.
Right, but this is not a bullpen game. They only had one bullpen game.
That's one too many. In Game 6, you're against the wall. You need to have, even if the Astros get their back against the wall, they can actually go to Zach Greinke or Wade Miley.
Now, I have a question. We haven't seen Wade Miley. Is Wade Miley on the line?
I don't even know if he's on the roster, but he might be on the roster this time, though.
And what happened to my man who just is no longer on the roster, who I didn't care for his work, but I can't front on him because he's surprisingly effective. The righty, he's a redhead, he's orange, he's got a goatee. He pitched in the World Series. He pitched for them this year, and I had forgotten that he was still on the team until he came, what is his name?
I don't know.
Let me look him up. But to me, those two factors were huge. And Chapman decides to get beat on his secondary pitch. I can't,
which is still in the 90s, but still it's
getting beat. I think it was like high 80s. He really lobbed it up there. He was trying to get me over. You could see he was really trying to place the ball as opposed to pitching. He wasn't, you know what I mean? He didn't feel confident.
Because he just gave up the walk.
Right. What is my man's name? This is really bothering me.
Gonna haunt you, champ.
Now I'm about to give it up right now. It looks like he's not on the thing, and that's why we can't find him. Well, there's that. All right. I need to find him from the last time. Houston Astros. So it almost really came to bite them in the butt because the inning before, Michael Brantley made a World Series caliber play that doubled up Aaron Judge, which was not bad baseball.
No.
That was just good baseball all around. It was a crazy play. And then they even made a point of talking about it on the broadcast about how he'd asked A.J. Hinch, the coach, about, hey, what do I got to do to be a 9-inning player? And they took him out for defense, and Marisnick comes in, and Marisnick was actually on deck.
I got a feeling he would have got carved.
Conventional wisdom tells you Marisnick gets carved.
Yeah, because
over Jose Altuve, who went to launch.
Yeah, he's just a defensive replacement at that point.
Right. And, you decide to pitch to Altuve instead of pitching around him.
You had 2 outs, though, right?
You had 2 outs. That's all the more reason. Colin McHugh. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh.
What happened to Colin McHugh?
Colin McHugh.
Yeah. Colin McHugh, I watched him this season. And he,
I thought you were talking about for the Yankees, though, not for the Astros.
No. That's why I said the Astros. But he pitched, the last time he pitched was August 30th. So I don't know. Maybe he got hurt.
He's been up and down all year.
I know, but I was surprised.
He's in rotation at one point.
Wow. I know, and he was effective. That's the thing. I never really believed in Colin McHugh, but then I had to stop fronting on him because he was effective.
Gets the job done.
Yeah. So now, what do you think the Yankees do in the offseason?
Go home. Go fishing. It's over for the Yankees, man. They need to revamp that front line. If you don't get front line pitching, even though they can swing the stick, you can see that the 3-run homer is far and in between. They need to get front line pitching. If you don't get front line pitching, you're in trouble. And now they're saying that they're going to try to get Garrett Cole, I think Hyun-Jin Ryu, and there's another, Steven Strasburg.
That's who's on their radar?
That's on the radar.
And I would think a lot of those guys outside of Hyun-Jin, that'll be determined by what happens within the next week in the World Series.
Well, I wouldn't want Hyun-Jin in the American League because he's a pitch-to-contact pitcher, and those guys hit the ball far.
Yeah.
I mean, far.
And often.
So if you're going to pitch to contact, he's going to be in trouble a lot.
Especially in the hitter's park like Yankee Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Then, you know what happened on Friday night was CC Sabathia threw his last pitch in the Major League game, and he was injured.
Freaking strained his shoulder.
Can you believe that?
That's unbelievable.
The freaking horse. He's a horse.
He was a horse.
Man, and he literally threw his body out.
Yeah. He left it all on the field.
He pitched until he could no longer contribute. And even got him a big out when he first came in.
Yeah, and I had given up on CC, but CC's the man.
CC is the man. He one thing
figured it
I
out.
like about him is that he made adjustments.
Yeah, not like Clayton Kershaw has done in the past. He actually, when he used to throw 97, 98, now he's what, throwing 90, 91?
Maybe, yeah.
Mostly off-speed pitches.
Living off that changeup on the lower outside part of the plate, and that's actually a ball.
Yeah.
Jamming guys when they're surprised that he can get the cheese in on them.
91, 92 is enough.
That's enough. He understood. I wonder who he spoke with to help him get that. I wonder if that was Larry Rothschild or if it was like Andy Pettit or like, you know what I mean? I wonder who that was.
Yeah.
And just a farewell to Ace because the big fella came to New York and got the job done.
Got
I
him a chip.
maintain nobody in professional sports has lived up to the big contract that I can think of outside of Michael Jordan, and Michael Jordan's was a 1 year off every time, like CC Sabathia. CC came to New York on what at the time was the biggest deal in the history of Major League Baseball for a pitcher. Well, I think he signed for $7 and $161 million, and that was real pressure. That was not a game. And CC promptly came in and averaged about 20 wins over the next 3 seasons.
Wow.
I think the first season he won 21. Next season he won 19. Let's look it up to be sure.
He was dominant.
I mean, man, forget about it.
What can you ask for from him?
Not much. Just pay that man. He did his job, and then he adjusted. Then he adjusted. With
a bum wheel. Had that bad knee that he was pitching on for the longest.
Yeah, that knee, man. Tell me about it. Freaking Nissan Maxima.
Now, do you think that has something to do with his size?
I don't know. They would like to make you believe that it does, but I don't know about that because I remember when CC Sabathia lost a gang of weight and
he didn't look healthy.
He didn't look healthy and he wasn't an effective pitcher.
No.
Most importantly. And also CC Sabathia did a lot. He was like the last of the guys that complete games. Him and Justin Verlander, I would say. Because now he obviously hasn't been able to do it recently. But let's see when he signed that contract. He signed that contract 2009, he comes to the Yankees. He promptly comes out and wins 21 games. Are you crazy? In Yankee Stadium? He goes 21-7, 19-8, 15-6, and then 14-13. The Yankees went through a rough patch during that 14-13 year. I remember
It wasn't his
that.
fault.
No, it wasn't. His ERA was still 3.38 or something like that. 4. So goodbye to Ace. Really, really love CC's work. Loved him as a person. I love what he showed because he showed the vulnerability and the dangers of success. He went through his whole problem with alcoholism, and he was open about it, which he didn't have to be. He could have kept that private, but who knows how many people were actually helped by him coming out and saying, hey, you know what? I had a problem getting drinks after the game or in general, and I've gotten better, and you can get better.
Yeah.
It's great.
And you pointed out a fact with him going the distance in games, and I think that's one of the big things that the Astros does that they do to most of the teams. Now they get at least 6 innings out of their starters,
Right.
where everybody else now the new protocol is to go to the bullpen in the 4th or 5th inning.
Right, regardless.
Yeah, regardless.
A guy can't even get in trouble after 4. If he gets in trouble after the 4th, you're looking to take him out.
Yeah, and the Nationals really are going to have a problem if they can't expand the game, because they need to build that bridge to get to their bullpen, which is not that solid.
Right. But this is their strong suit. And I tell
The
you
bullpen?
what, No, this is their strong suit, is being able to lengthen the game so that you only have a minimal amount of pitching that's necessary from the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the most lopsided World Series since 2007, they're saying, as per the Gambler's odds.
Wow.
Max Scherzer, I would doubt, has ever entered a game where he is he's plus 220.
Wow.
Plus 220.
You want to take that?
I have to take that. Are you crazy?
I got to have it.
I don't care if Garrett
you need
Cole's-
more cowbell.
I got to have more cowbell. I don't care if Garrett Cole's on the bump or whoever else. Max Scherzer at plus 220?
Come on, man.
Damn, Max can no hit you on any given day.
Yeah, but they can get no hit the same way.
Sure can. But it's not the likelihood of them getting no hit is not 2.5 times more likely than him no hitting them. And let's just take the no hitters out because that's both. All of those are far long shots. But just the likelihood of Max Scherzer winning a baseball game against any given team in the world versus the likelihood of him losing it, I can't think of the guy that it should be that lopsided for.
Yeah, but when you go through the lineup, the Astros, man, their lineup is ridiculous compared to, the Nationals. The Nationals actually, for the Nationals to win, they're going to need to get that kid Trey Turner on board. I don't even think Juan Soto is going to be crazy effective like that because they've watched the footage. They understand how to get him out. But one of the Astros' problems is Yordan that they're going to stick with. But the Astros are going to, with their lineup, they're going to be able to overwhelm, I do believe, the Washington Nationals.
The pitching or the team
Both.
in general? Wow, interesting.
Steven Strasburg, to me, should be more effective than Max Scherzer.
Clearly, he already has been. He has been all season.
But Max Scherzer, though, I have to give him credit for just being a KG veteran when those guys understand the game more so than a Steven Strasburg because Steven Strasburg.
And I don't think the moment's going to be too
Yeah.
big for Max.
And that's where the question is. Maybe it will.
I don't think it'll be too big for Max. I think you got a better chance of that happening with Patrick Corbin, actually, than with Max. I actually like the idea of what Anibal Sanchez can bring to the game. And they're
gonna gut him. I think they'll gut Annabelle.
There's a great chance that they gut any of them. That's what they do. But there's also a great chance, and what I've noticed in this Yankee series and the Rays series, is that the Astros have a tendency to lose focus. And for that, I don't think
Because
the
the game-
Astros team is better than the Astros team that won the World Series in 2017.
Now, what the only difference is what? They have better pitching than what they had in the past.
I'm talking, and that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about the game inside of the game.
Now, the only difference, though, is that
Ken Giles.
Yeah, they don't have Ken Giles, but they have another guy though. They have your man Marwin Gonzalez.
They had Marwin, who is focused,
who is a big time player.
Who was a big time focused player. They didn't have Michael Brantley. You sub out Marwin Gonzalez for Michael Brantley. That's a tough sub.
Added that.
But Marwin is more versatile, even though that you would say, okay, obviously Michael Brantley's a better hitter in theory, but we watched a lot of baseball where Marwin Gonzalez came through.
Now, the Nationals been sitting out for a long time,
which I do not think will help them.
I don't think it's going
to help them. Because when you're playing like how they're playing, you need to play immediately.
You need the momentum.
The wild card momentum is a real thing, man. And you've lost that when you sit around for a week. But they got KG vets. Ryan Zimmerman's a KG vet, and I expect Ryan Zimmerman to have some good at-bats and to carry the team.
Really?
Yes. Now,
so he's a sleeper cell.
Another thing, I mean, if your number 4 hitter can be a sleeper cell, and your number 5 guy, whatever he is.
He's number 5 after Howie Kendrick.
No.
He bats behind Howie Kendrick.
Yeah, but you got Soto, you got Rendon, Soto, Kendrick, Zimmerman?
Yeah.
So then he's number 6?
Literally, yeah, he's number 6. He bats after Howie Kendrick.
Wow. I like Zim's work, and he's somebody who hits a ball up the middle the other way. He's a professional situational hitter. But the kind of momentum that the Astros just had with this walk-off bomb, and that it's so recent in their memory, and that they've been sleeping in their beds for the last 3 nights. Amped, mobile.
They can't wait to get it going.
Ready to lighter fluid.
They're ready to rip you a new one.
And that place was going crazy when they announced the lineups. Man, it was rocking. I'd like to go to a game down there.
Now, but I heard a few people feel like that the Yankees might have had it their way if they would have had home field. I don't think that home field would have made that much difference for them.
I don't either. I mean, in theory, it sounds good.
But they went to the bullpen too many times.
That's all it comes down to. If you're only trying to get 4 or 5 innings out of this is why they were so effective in game 1. Because Masahiro Tanaka came out and dealt extended. What he gave you 7?
Something like that.
Yeah, 7 dominant too. So all you got to do is get Britton and Chapman. And if those 2 guys have their stuff working, you could see them 100 times, and it's going to be hard to hit them.
Right.
So, and I agree with you. But what ended up happening after that? Too many walks. Too many.
They made Tanaka throw the ball over the plate.
A nightmare for him because he doesn't have his devastating stuff anymore. Yeah. And I have to say, he's done a good job for not having his devastating stuff to still be effective. And you saw him pretty quickly, fairly after, the thing. Domingo Germán really hurt the team. He really hurt the team not being there. Because he gives them length, even if he gives them an extra 5 innings. But he was, usually good for 6 this season.
Right.
But if we go with this series, I actually believe that the series is closer than it seems like.
I do too.
The gamblers are giving it credit for.
I think that the only reason why is that the Nationals bullpen is so bad.
The Nationals bullpen is pretty bad, and they don't. They're never lights out.
Right, if you get past the starters, then they're going to have a problem. And the Astros know how to work counts to get the pitch count up, so we can get the starters out of there and get into that nasty bullpen that you're fooling with.
Only issue that I'm seeing is what I've watched, and I watched it when they were in Tampa Bay. I watched it with the Yankees. There are times when the Astros play sloppy baseball. They make errors that I don't think that they should make. I would like to know what the difference is between George Springer and Jake Marisnick in the outfield, because when Jake Marisnick comes in, they move Springer to right field. I like George as my center fielder personally.
Right. Maybe it's injury purposes or something.
I don't know. Maybe.
Because center fielders get hurt a lot.
And now to me, he's the guy that changes things for the Astros. Clearly, Jose Altuve is back to MVP form. His knee is back right.
But you don't know George Springer.
Yes.
You don't know George Springer is the X factor.
If you shut down George Springer, you can beat them. To me, that's the key.
And good luck with that.
And by shutting him down, I mean keeping him off the base pass. I'm not even talking about,
but it seems like something clicks with him because all of a sudden.
This is what I'm saying.
Because all of a sudden, he's a different ball player. He might strike out, and then you see him the next at bat, and he turns it on.
Same thing with them about to go into when they were in the League Championship Series the year that they beat the Dodgers. I was talking to Giancarlo Stanton at Dodger Stadium, and I said, man, George can't get it going. And he started hitting in the League Championship Series. I can't remember who they played that year, but it might have been, it wasn't Boston. I don't remember who it was that they played, if you can remember. But, but he started hitting then, and he never stopped hitting.
Well, the first game of the World Series, though, remember Clayton Kershaw made him look foolish. The first at-bat struck him out, he looked back, and then all of a sudden,
everything clicked. You couldn't get him out.
Couldn't.
And if you look at his numbers in the League Championship Series here, they're not great. He had 2 big bombs.
Big, though.
Clutch bombs.
When he does it, it's big.
But he also was, I think, like when I looked, he was batting like 067 or 093 or something like that. So if you can keep him under control, you can go a lot farther than if he's running wild, because clearly Yordan Alvarez is eligible to be kept under control. So we got that going. I'm really excited. Give me your pick. You've been wire to wire on the Astros since the season started.
Still with it.
How many games?
I think it can go 6. Honestly.
Yeah, I expect the Nationals to get 2.
Yeah, I think it can go 6, but it might be 5. I just feel like Houston, literally, they have the best team in baseball. And
they do.
And it's not even a mystery or a secret what they do. They play good baseball.
I got the Astros in 7. And I think that the Nationals just might. And my only hesitation is really this momentum. I need to see which national team shows up, because the Nationals have had brain lapses the entire year, which is why they go through these slumps.
And you're not going to be able to get away with it with the Astros.
No.
So
they barely got to the playoffs. Yeah. So they almost didn't get away with it at all.
Well, one of the reasons why I like the Astros is because they went through a way tougher path to get to the World Series. You went through Tampa that's got monster pitching. Every pitcher is like a starting pitcher. And then you went through the Yankees, and they had the first 2 pitchers that were dominant. But other than that, I mean, I can't. Max Scherzer and Steven Strasburg, that's a problem. I don't know what Patrick Corbin's going to show up.
You don't know which Patrick Corbin's going to show up. That's a problem. Let's just read the lineups off real quick, and then we'll move on. Leading off for the Nationals will be Trey Turner, followed by Adam Eaton, followed by Anthony Rendon on my choice for MVP. Juan Soto, Howie Kendrick, Ryan Zimmerman, Asdrubal Cabrera, who I think could be an X factor because Asdrubal has a flair for the dramatic.
Yeah.
Kurt Suzuki, who I like a lot, more so than Yan Gomes. I don't know how Yan Gomes is there.
In the show.
and Victor Robles, who's now back, who actually could cause a problem for Houston because he brings speed to the table for them. So if they can get it rocking and rolling while they're down there with Robles and Turner, and Eaton, who doesn't have the same speed he used to have after his injury, but that's a formidable speed lineup there, you know what I mean, if you end up at the bottom. Followed by the American League champion Astros with George Springer, Jose Altuve, Michael Brantley, Alex Bregman, Yuli Gurriel, Yordan Alvarez, Carlos Correa, Josh Reddick, and Robinson Chirinos. Actually, I would have to put Yordan in the 8 hole. I probably would go Yuli, Correa, Alvarez, then Reddick.
I'll be very surprised if he can produce because the Nationals have got a chance to sit there and watch footage on him and see
watch your live games.
Yeah, and see that he's very susceptible to off-speed pitches.
He's got to adjust.
He won't make adjustments, so they should be able to carve him up.
Yep, we're going to see. All right, folks. Very excited about that. Series starts tomorrow. We will check in probably daily after World Series games because we just can't get enough. We just can't get enough. And moving on now. We've been cheating you guys. He's been going pretty well on his college picks. We have a caller, our NCAA college football consultant. Do it for the tipper.
Hello.
Do it for the tipper. Live on the Ozone with college picks extraordinaire. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, Ozone. What's happening with y'all?
You got it.
Man, just breaking down the World Series, excited about what's to come. Figured we'd give you a call and see what you thought about Wisconsin taking the L. I mean that wasn't the only pick, but get your new picks for this weekend. We're starting fresh. We want you to earn our listeners some money. What's happening out here in the world of college football? Do it for the tipper.
Well, since you want to talk about Wisconsin and the L that they took last week, just bring up the fact I went 9 for 3. I won out of 12 games. I got 9 correct.
Nice
Wisconsin was the biggest upset. So I'll take that one. They wasn't supposed to lose, but in college football, anything can happen on any given Saturday. So with that one, Ohio State put hands on Northwestern. Clemson won on Louisville. West Virginia lost to number 5 Oklahoma. Wisconsin lost to Illinois. Number 9, the Florida Gators beat up on them South Carolina Gamecocks. Auburn put hands on Arkansas. Number 23, Iowa got in on Purdue. Number 2, LSU put hands on Mississippi State. Oregon ended up winning against number 25, Washington. Number 17, Herm Edwards and them Arizona State Sun Devils. They lost to number 13, Utah. Number 16, Michigan. They lost to Penn State. And Tennessee ended up losing to Bama in a close game with Bama losing Tua with ankle injuries. So going into week 9, going down again. Number 13, Wisconsin is playing against the Ohio State. Take the upset. Wisconsin, they just lost last week, so what you know, they're going to come back a little bit more focused and feed the kid, Mr. Taylor. So I'm picking up the upset, number 13, over Ohio State.
Oh,
okay.
Ooh, I might need to make a wager myself on that one, my man.
Put a wager on it. So then we got number 5, Oklahoma, going against Kansas State. We got number 20, Iowa, over Northwestern. We got number 9, Auburn, playing against number 2, LSU. I'm going with LSU. That's a great football team. Then we got number 6, number 6, Penn State, going against Michigan State. My heart lies.
Gotta go against the Spartans. You're going against the Spartans, not you.
What a sellout.
But this week, I'm not going to do it. I'm staying with Penn State. Then we got number 15, Texas versus TCU. This is another one that I'm jumping with TCU over Texas on this one. That's my upset. Unranked TCU over Texas. We got number 1, Bama, going against Arkansas. We got to roll with Bama. With that one, I will bet the odds on that one, whatever the line is. I think the line is 16 or 17, but go with Arkansas just for the line. We got Boston College versus number 4, Clemson. I'm going with Clemson, Dabo Swinney Tigers. And then the primetime game, we got number 8, Notre Dame versus number 19, Michigan. They're playing in Michigan. So I can't roll with Michigan. I don't, they're too inconsistent. So I'm going to stay with the favorite Notre Dame over Michigan. And that's all I got for the Tippers college football picks this week goes on.
I like it. Like I said, maybe I'll make a turnaround trip out to Vegas just to get it done and see how this 9-3 works out for me.
I might need it.
Do you need it?
I might need it.
Well, what is it? Oh, man. All right, real quick, last thing that I want to hit you with while you're here. Give me a pick on the Crusher, Sergey Kovalev versus Canelo Alvarez. Only two weeks out on that fight. It seemed like it crept up faster, but they announced it like right when it was go time. Who you got?
Yeah, he came on. Ooh, I got to go with the Dodger Network. I got to go with Canelo.
The Dodger Network. You go with Vince Scully. It's time for Dodger baseball.
I like Sergey. I like the Crusher, but I think Canelo is really at his prime. He's old too.
Yep.
He's old, but I think Canelo was at his prime, and them early fights against Mayweather back in the day really tuned him to be a complete boxer. Sergey is going to get him out there and make him, brawl a little bit, but hopefully with what Canelo has learned in the past, to just, you can brawl a little bit, get in the phone booth, but then get out, use the uppercut, use all the tools to win, because if he gets into a brawl, he will, his career may get cut short fooling around with Sergey out there, even at the old age. But good tune-up fight for Canelo, but hands down, I got Canelo winning this one.
Hands down, wow.
Hands down. Worth his $36.5 million. Ladies and gentlemen, that's do it for the Tipper. You can find him under that DOIT, the number 4, TIPPER on Twitter, and grouse him about his picks if he's wrong and costs you money. Do it for the Tipper.
Yeah, man.
We will consult with you later in the week, my friend, and talk to you soon.
Peace.
All right, Ozo. Love y'all. Out.
Out. I want to move into the world of boxing, folks. Move into the world of boxing. This weekend, we have a big fight coming up with a friend of the Ozone, Rougarou Prograis, is fighting Josh Taylor finally for the Muhammad Ali belt in the tournament that they had at the light, the light weight of 140. I personally believe that Regis is somebody that is going to start showing up in pound for pound list sooner than later.
Right.
And this is going to be a great test for it.
I think that he got it.
I think he has it as well. They're fighting in London. Regis got out there a while ago. I've been following him on Instagram. I like to see the work
that for about 3 weeks, right?
Yeah, about 3 weeks. And I like that because I never understood why a guy would get there
night before and get jet lag and come out there like, hey, dude, what's going on?
Drunk.
Not even punch drunk.
Get that slow start that you don't really need. And
looking at the lights.
Yeah, Josh Taylor is talking good, though.
He's feeling himself. Everybody feels himself to the body work and get in there.
Oh, my goodness. He said, I'm better all around. I've had less professional fights than he has, but I've got more experience overall, and I've faced better opposition. I've boxed at a higher level internationally in the amateurs and had tests as a professional. I just feel there's no way he can beat me. I'm comfortable against other southpaws. You can get your jab off easier through the middle. You don't need to find angles for the jab, but if you want to find angles, it's easier because you're in the same stance. It's just much easier to get your shots off. I always feel good against a southpaw stance. This is guys, if you don't know, no, you don't know. This is a potential fight of the year candidate in a lot of people's eyes. I always like to see Rougarou when he steps in the ring. And,
It's going to be on the DAZN, right? It's on the DAZN?
I don't think Rougarou's on DAZN, is he?
I think this fight is, though.
Oh, okay. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I thought it was on, let's find out. I can look it up right now. It is on I lied. It's on DAZN. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Miller was right. For once.
Let's not start with that. We know that's not true.
Yes, and it's going to be early, by the way, 2 p.m. Eastern, which means that by the time the fight actually starts, it'll probably still be, afternoony out here on the West. If you're listening, West, y'all. It don't stop.
You can have that fight for breakfast.
Yeah, then we also have you killed walking your doggy. And we got Shakur Stevenson, the young phenom, is set to fight Joet Gonzalez later on that night on ESPN Plus for a vacant WBO title. Well. What we saw this weekend was a brutal fight at the 175-pound division to unify between Niall Godzik, I don't know how you say his name, and Mr. Beterbiev. Now, how did you feel about this fight, John?
I felt like your man Godzik was not sitting on his punches, and that's one of the reasons why he wasn't effective, because he was moving. He had great lateral movement.
He had great lateral movement, and he hit Beterbiev a lot.
Exactly, except it was a acclamation of punches when Beterbiev was hitting him with power shots.
Big shots.
To the point where he was in the hospital for 2 days after the fight.
Yes.
I mean, he has
Nail got punished.
Yeah, he was his footwork was terrible, and he took way too much punishment.
Yeah.
I mean, the body work went so far to the ref was terrible.
The ref was terrible. Let's talk about that off the top.
Let's talk
about him calling clearly not a knockdown.
A push.
A knockdown.
And then when he got knocked down, he didn't call that a knockdown, though.
Yeah.
because he was so afraid of him being wrong early, so he didn't call a knockdown. But your man took a knee.
And by the way, we didn't speak about that bad umpire in that last Yankee game. By the way,
brutal. You can't have him in a big game,
man. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah, but he Beterbiev beat the crap out of his body.
Oh my goodness!
And he took a knee, and the ref didn't even count it as a knockdown.
Yeah, Alexander got beat up bad, and he's got no major injuries. Teddy Atlas tells ESPN he just has a minor concussion.
I don't know if you can have a minor concussion.
Yeah, I don't want to be concussed whatsoever. Personally, that's just me though. And then Artur Beterbiev, man, he's 15-0. Somebody's had to go. Now he's unified. This is what we're talking about, folks, when we talk about Canelo selectively picking who he wants to fight. This guy is much more dangerous than Kovalev.
Yeah, this dude would have knocked Canelo out. He'd have knocked a lot of guys out.
This guy will knock a lot of guys out.
Because he sits down on his punches. He's writing the phone. He's mean, really mean.
He doesn't mind getting hit, apparently.
No, and he muscles you around in the ring.
Sure does.
He's very, very physical.
Yes, he's an intimidating fighter.
I don't understand.
But with as much as he got hit, it made me feel like Bivol, it was the class of 175. Bivol doesn't seem to hit as hard as he does.
No.
But Bivol also doesn't get hit as often as
Now, do you think that Bivol could take those punches?
Only one way to find out.
Step in there.
That's it. So Sergey Kovalev said that he had his eye on this fight because he's planning on beating Canelo and he wants the winner of this fight next.
No.
Yes, that's what he said.
He won't stop.
He can't stop.
Got it. Won't stop, can't stop. They got to beat him into submission, champ.
That's what it looks like. I
don't want to see it.
And let's hear what Timothy Bradley had to say after the fight.
Canelo's a smaller guy coming up to this weight class, man. And he's going to take that risk because, Kovalev is kind of, watered down a little bit. He's been a little longer than two. A little longer than two. So I think that's the reason why he's taking that risk, and he sees opportunity to break Kovalev down to the body. That's his specialty. So he's willing to take that risk and go up and fight at 175 pounds against a guy like that. But a guy like Beterbiev, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think he wants that. I really don't think. I don't think Canelo wants that. That's pain.
Yeah. Oh, he talked about Bivol too.
Oh, that's an interesting fight because Bivol is a bad boy.
Not saying who you think would win, but who are you giving the slight edge to?
Man, I'm gonna give the slight edge to Beterbiev. Bivol is a smaller guy, man. He's a small, light heavyweight. Great fundamentals, good power. He punches hard with both hands as well. He has the punching power that can probably get the respect of Beterbiev, but man, yeah, you saw tonight, nothing deterred that guy. Nothing stopped him from coming. He took it, he kept coming, and just destroyed Gvozdyk. And I thought honestly, that Gvozdyk was going to be able to outbox him. I'm not going to lie. Gvozdyk was supposed to win this fight, in my opinion, because he was the boxer. Because he was the boxer.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that, and I had Gvozdyk before the fight. Before the fight, that's what I thought.
He's a pity patter,
and he didn't. I haven't seen him fight like that though before. Where it's like it looked like he was scared though. It looked there was a piece.
Well, they said that they know each other and that your man had roughed housing before, and I don't know if it's inspiring or it's somewhere in the amateurs or something like that. So it was like they were saying that it was the big brother theory, in a sense, where he was pushing him around, and he definitely didn't respect him or his punching power.
No, his power was not a factor,
and it looked like he rocked him.
Made it.
He rocked him one time though.
Yeah,
did give him that that jelly leg?
He did. And it looked like it surprised Beterbiev. Like,
no, not
Alexander. Hold on a second. All right, I'm back. Yeah.
That's the kind of damage that you take that shortens your boxing career.
Oh, no question about it. He's going to need some time to recover from that. For sure, he's going to need some time. So that's what we got coming up this weekend. That's what we saw last weekend. Very excited. And then the WBC is having its annual little convention down in Cancun right now.
Living it up right now.
They're living it up in New York City. And even though they're in New York City, I mean Cancun, Mexico. But
I've seen a couple of friends of the Ozone down at Jelena. AD.
Yeah, AD. And you know who I saw, though, that I really like to see down there was Adonis Stevenson.
Oh, really?
Adonis Stevenson, a friend of the Ozone, Ellie Seckback, put up a video with Adonis Stevenson
That's cool.
and Badu Jack.
How did he sound?
Not great. But he's moving and grooving. He just seems like he's not all, he's a step back.
Do you think that he'll ever get it back at all?
I don't know, but I mean, he was induced in a coma for like a month.
Yeah.
And this is a long time. So, I don't know. I'll let you hear it. Here you go. You tell me.
This is my man. I love him.
Hey,
This
first
is
of
my
all,
man.
it's a blessing to see you alive
Yeah,
and
yeah.
well. You look the same, you sound the same. It's a miracle.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
He can punch the same.
You know, all this that
Yes.
is not to be my wife. She's there.
Thank you.
I call him Superwoman.
Well, you're really Superman. So first of all, Badu
So-
has been one of your biggest supporters. He's always telling
Yeah,
everybody to
yeah.
pray for you. And
Yeah,
what do you say
oh,
about
yeah.
his recovery?
No, I'm so happy. That's the reason why I came here to the convention.
I love
just to see
Badu.
him. I'm almost in training camp. I just came to see him. They told me he's coming. I was like, all right, let me come down for a couple of days.
Last time I saw
man.
you was at the convention in Kiev, and you were such a nice guy. When Sean Porter was mobbed by 1,000 fans, you helped him, you escorted him.
Yeah.
You're great.
Yeah.
So what do you tell all your fans right now?
You know, my friends, you say I'm opening for people. This is my second life, and I'm opening for all the people. I'm here to help people. I'm a people help. People help. Yes.
And that's Adonis Stevenson on his newfound life, his second go around after the coma. And he said he's here to help. He's here to help people. So I'm happy for him.
Right. He didn't sound that bad.
No. There's just another point when Ellie's talking to him and he's just looking at him like,
Who are you?
Badu was like, did you ask him or you asked me? Ellie was like, I'm asking him. And he was like, yes, Badu. It is what it is, but what can you do? That might not even been from the coma. That might just be from boxing in general.
In general.
Yeah, that boxing has that effect on you, y'all. Has that effect. Then we got a new hot video in from Ellie. Hold on a second. I want to check this one out.
You got one fresh off the press.
Hot off the press. Let's see if this one, what they say. Also at the convention.
What's next, Loma? Any fight?
I wait for Comey or Lopez.
Oh. Who do you think wins?
I think Comey.
Why?
Too much power, big reach, and as we say last fight, Lopez, he can't fight with a big reach.
What about Canelo and Kovalev?
Big move for Canelo, big money for Kovalev.
Andy Ruiz Joshua rematch?
50-50.
50-50. How about Usyk and Deontay Wilder?
He will school Deontay Wilder.
You like that fight?
And that's Usyk. If you watch the video, Usyk is in the video next to him.
Oh, is he?
And he faints at Ellie. This guy Usyk, you gotta love him if you follow him. He seems like a great guy.
And a fade too.
Yeah. He seems like a great guy. But I tell you, the only chance that Usyk is gonna have to beat Deontay Wilder is schooling him in boxing.
Yeah, or any of the big guys.
I have to say, as much as I love him, I was underimpressed. I was underimpressed with the last outing.
I need to see him get that dude out of there with one punch. Honestly,
or at least inside of 4 rounds.
Yeah,
that guy literally just got.
And that dude hit him, and he looked like he was on another planet.
The big boy.
Big boy pop.
It's a different animal. A different animal, John. So, moving on. So why you love me, Why, John? Why? One of these days, we're going to share some audio for you guys, and you'll understand why we have this internal joke. You probably think we're crazy, but everybody in the room knows what it is. But let's move to the world of the NFL. What'd you find out?
The world of injuries?
What did you find out on your FanDuel?
I found out that
Can you tell people? All right, I'm going to tell
people.
people. I'm going to tell people
Because I'm a terrible.
That is a secret that is not so secret.
What?
The Icons is one of the best FanDuel players that you will ever meet. He religiously comes in the top 50 out of the 20, 30,
49,000
people pools.
Except for
always one guy.
Always one guy
in his lineup that he usually overthinks and or got the information bad that said he wasn't going to start or he was going to start. So he went in feeling jazzy this week, and what happened?
And David Johnson was set. They said that he was going to play, and Chase Edmonds was in most of my lineups. I take Chase Edmonds out of most of my lineups, and I left him in a few because I play around 10. and 10 lineups, and I said, okay, well, let me take him out of most of them because I don't want to take a chance. And then David Johnson actually doesn't play. They come out later on and say, oh, well, we meant he'll be there just in case.
Oh, we just said that to mess up Terry's FanDuel. All right, back to the action, Steve.
Mission complete because Chase Edmonds ran amok. I think he gave like almost 40-something fantasy points, and David Johnson gave you nothing.
Nice. Just like you planned it.
Which goes from hero to zero.
Gave it to you.
Yeah, and then I had a couple of other injuries, and it was lights out.
How about Cowboy Kev? We need to speak to Cowboy Kev at some point. They beat those Eagles. I know he's feeling it.
The Eagles aren't good.
I know, but we thought they were better than the Cowboys.
Yeah. I think that what happened with that game is that Peterson and everybody was talking crazy. You know, you got to.
Yeah, you got to let them lie.
Let it lie.
They're bad. Let them be bad.
Don't let them be bad. Don't give them locker room material.
That's it. And we got myself on my fantasy squad. I busted heads this week, surprisingly.
So you ended up winning that game?
Dude, Aaron Rodgers went berserk. He gave me almost 100 points.
That's crazy, right?
Aaron Rodgers gave me 75.76 points. I got Michael Thomas. He gave me almost 30 points. Todd Gurley actually decided to play and play well. They gave him the ball. I tell you what, maybe my best pick in the whole league is this kid, Josh Jacobs. This kid from the Raiders puts up points, man. And then Hunter Henry's back, so you know how
Phil Rivers loves.
Phil Rivers loves.
He loves the romance, the tight end.
He does. You know, you saw your boy Gates said he might bring his back. He said he's waiting by the phone. You didn't hear that?
No.
Gates said he's waiting by the phone and he's healthy. When Hunter Henry first got hurt, he was like, "I'm ready. I'm in shape. Just give me a call."
Yeah, Gates doesn't have it anymore. He got the hand still, but he definitely doesn't have any kind of
lot of punishment.
Yeah, a lot of punishment. Yeah.
But I won my game unless I won my game unless James White scores 80 points tonight. So hopefully that doesn't happen. It's going to
be a running game for the Patriots because
don't do it. Stop,
because all the receivers are hurt. Everybody's hurt except for Julian Edelman. Literally. So they're probably going to just pound the ball with Sony Michel. I'll be very surprised if they do a lot of passing.
Well, we're going to see. Because
James White is not the man either way, though.
If he scores 80 on a fluke, somebody's getting killed.
I hope it's not me, dude.
It's the owner of FanDuel. All right, folks. You got anything else? I got to jump, John.
Oh, yeah. Just the NBA's opening tomorrow night. And
I hate the NBA. I said it. All right. It's over.
Wow.
I like them in the playoffs, and that's about it.
You don't like the theater of it all?
Yeah, they've taken me to the dark side. I don't like millennials playing basketball. For some reason, that brings out the worst in millennials. Yeah. All they care about is scoring and wearing certain sneakers and heading to the strip club.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for all of that, but what are you doing?
Yeah, you got a handful of guys that take it
want
serious.
you to really care. Yeah. I think Jimmy Butler cares like that. I think Dame Lillard cares like that.
I think Chris Paul cares like that.
And CP definitely cares.
And all these guys are the ones
Patrick Beverly cares like that.
Yeah, and all these guys are the ones to get the bad name because they actually care about the game. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. It's true. So what did you want to say, John?
No, just opening night and that the Lakers and the Clippers are going head up. And the Lakers look crazy. I mean, I watched
the Lakers look insane. I will admit that. I will
turn off the
that.
TV. It was ugly. I mean,
they beat the Warriors about 36 times in preseason, and every time by about 40 points.
They beat the tar out of them.
Yeah.
I mean, this was terrible, dude. This was unwatchable. I hope that the NBA get themselves together so that we don't have to watch the Lakers do this alley-ooping thing the whole season.
Lob City.
Oh my goodness, it was
Lob City. John. All right, folks, I'm going to leave you with a quote from Henry David Thoreau, and it is, "Rather than love, than money, than fame, give me truth." Ladies and gentlemen, the truth is important. Live it in your life. We're all in this thing together. This is the Ozone, and we will be back soon. I'm your host, Omar Miller.
Ozone.
I'm just living the dream. I'm in love with the lights.